Hi friends, happy Thanksgiving Eve. This is Caitlin. I'm so happy to be here with you with Pink and Main. As you can see, I have all of my supplies out and ready. I do want to give a couple minutes for people to find us and jump in because this is a different night for us. Usually we're Tuesday, Thursday, but because of the holiday tomorrow, we're here early on a Wednesday. I did see Let's see, I saw Virginia checking in, and Helene and Miss Jackie Ann were all here talking about turkeys. I see Lisa, she's with the grandkids for the holiday. That's awesome. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Virginia, my thoughts are with you for sure. You guys are really just going through it. I see Miss Susan is checking in with us. Miss Connie is here. Let's see. I see Gail's checking in with us too. And Melanie, hi. Oh, Melanie, welcome. It's Melanie's first Pink and Main Live. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully we get you as a convert. Oh, Jackie Ann says she's got me on the big screen. Bring on the Caitlin. I think tonight's going to be really fun. Oh, Mackenzie's in the comments too. Karen's here. Melissa. Miss Judy's checking in from Florida. Let's see. Lori's checking in with us too. And Sharon's here. Yay. Welcome. Welcome. All right. Melissa's comment request won out. There were a couple, but hers was my favorite because last week or the week before, we made this card with that had a bookmark as part of the card, right? So it was like a 2-for-1 kind of deal. And Melissa had asked for like giftable bookmarks. And I was like, well, we kind of did that. But then I remembered we have 2 new products that we didn't have when we made this one. So we're going to be using the Scallop corner pocket dies, which are new, as well as the new many tabs dies to make like an upgraded version of a classic rectangle bookmark. These ones aren't going to be built into a card. They're just going to be like freestanding. But I was at a sip and shop last week, and one of the vendors there was making like bejeweled, like diamond art corner bookmarks that like slide over like a triangle shape, and it slides onto the top corner of the book, like the pages. And so I feel like we can totally do that, right? So we're going to do that. These are going to be kind of all-purpose, no specific season, no specific occasion, because I feel like if you're gifting a bookmark, people in theory would be using them all year. So here's what I have, right? I grabbed, everything's in the description, but I grabbed the stitched mini slim rectangle set number 2, and we're using the 3rd largest die. And that's because in the many tabs dies, this one that we kind of talked about last night for ornaments looks like it's going to be the perfect width for that. So we're going to make a tab, put it over, and then use this like extra curve to kind of step up our bookmark. Then, like I said, we have the Scallop corner pocket dies, and we're going to attach the tabs. I think I want one. We're going to make 2 of these, so we're going to end up with 3 bookmarks total. I want one of these that is like scalloped on both sides, and then we're also going to try one where it's flat on the other side to see if the adhesive to adhesive, like if the tab to tab looks good or if we don't like it, because I really don't know. So we're going to play with those. And then I was digging through all of my stamps, and we haven't played with this in a long time. This is the Hey Hot Stuff, but look at him with his stack of books. And then this one's reading a book. They're literally meant for this project. meant for it. It's perfect. They're perfect. But I also grabbed the My Little Love Bug because I thought the little ladybugs or like a flower and or butterflies. Why did I say ladybugs? The little butterflies or flowers would be cute too. And then because we're doing like a general one, we're just gonna pick some papers from the Fun Basics to build our stuff out of. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? I'm sure I missed some people. That was a long list. Lori, Miss Polly's here from Texas. Let's see. Laura's checking in from Oregon. I'm glad you made it too. Renee's checking in from New York. It looks like Minions, yeah. And Denise is here. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so I guess we need to pick out paper and die cut these pieces so we know how much space we have to work with and what kind of colors we want to do for our stamped images. So let's start with that. All right. Pink, yellow, blue, got light pink, purple, rainbow, green, orange. I kind of am feeling this like diamond teal for one of the dragons. And then what do I want? Maybe a yellow for one of the butterflies and a pink. That feels cute. And maybe we'll do like a little yellow onto the teal for that tabbed one, the one we're going to add the tab to. I saw people were asking earlier, how is everybody's planning going? If you're celebrating Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving tomorrow, how's your prep going? How are your plans? Are we feeling overwhelmed? Are we feeling good? All right, we're going to be cutting out 2 of the teal with the rectangle because I want to be able to make them front and back. If these are a gift, I want them to feel really like sturdy and strong. So we're going to cut out 2 so we can do them back to back. And then we're going to do, Melanie said she's feeling good over there. Love that. Yeah, I think these papers are fun. And I've been getting into the Christmas spirit finally, but I do think it's nice sometimes to just have like a little bit of a normal color going on. So my concern is that this one is so big, but also like it doesn't look wider than most books I've seen. I'm an audiobook person personally, but I feel like it would still fit. But that way, then we'll know. We'll see what it looks like. I should have grabbed a book. I'm sure I have one around here somewhere. I have my kids' books over there. We'll grab a book. But I'm really interested to see the difference in scale. Okay, you can go over there. My tape fell down. Oh, goodness. Busy, but not too busy for me. Well, thank you. Thank you to everybody who's here. Thank you to anybody who's watching this in the replay. Thank you. Virginia said, I need to be in the kitchen. Just take me in the kitchen. Just take me with you. Pop me on your phone and take me into the kitchen. Put me on the counter. and we can color. I can color and you can cook. That's what I do when I'm watching other people. So I had Kelly Taylor and Kathy Zilski on in the background today while I was working from home, like editing Black Friday content while listening to both of them make cards. And then tonight, as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna do my nails. I know we talked about it the other day, but I just didn't have time. Ooh, rib roast over at Judy's house. Oh, that sounds so good. This year, my husband can pretty much only eat the turkey. So I bought 2 bone-in turkey breasts, so that we'll have hopefully some leftovers. And then everything else I get to make what I want. Hey, Patty. Welcome, welcome. Right, Angela's got me in the kitchen while she's mopping. Polly's got me in the kitchen while she's cooking. I love it. Okay. Let's see. I'm sure I'm not the first person to do this with like a corner die, but for the record, I haven't seen anyone do them with paper like this. I really was just inspired by the lady I saw at that sip and shop. Because you know, if I had seen it from someone, I would tag them. I would tell you. And if you want to see the scallop dies on a card, Donna used them, I think, a week ago on a card, and it turned out so cute. So definitely check those out too on my pink one. All right, are we in agreement that we want to try one that is scalloped on both sides? Is anyone like, no, that's a terrible idea? The chickens, Jackie Ann, are doing pretty good. I still only have one that's laying. The other 2 are taking their sweet time. We did have a little bit of a broody moment a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, but that has settled itself back out. They're doing okay with the... I'm just worried. I think I'm going to try the smaller one as the scallop because I'm worried this big one's going to be too clunky. Oh, Karen got her new release stuff today. Yay! Okay. What was I talking about? Chickens. Don't remember. Something about chickens. Maybe we'll do, I was going to do it out of white, but if we're doing the smaller one, I think the yellow, the double yellow is pretty. Yeah, I don't know. It's been interesting making sure that they're warm enough, that their water doesn't freeze. It's not even super cold yet, but they're okay. Okay. Yeah, only the one laying. The little freeloaders. I'm not sure what's up with the other 2. They definitely aren't roosters. I know for a minute I had you guys all worried with me that they were roosters. They're definitely not. They're just apparently slow to mature. And now that it's getting dark so much earlier, it's not like they're going to lay any earlier, like any sooner. So at this point, I've resigned myself that it'll be like until the spring when all three are laying. Because they have to have a certain number of hours of sunlight, apparently. Oh, what am I doing? We need one more rectangle, I said. All right, so we're going to have 2 yellows, 2 teals, and then 1 pink, and we'll cut a white background for that one, back piece. Okay, almost done the die cutting. We have the one thing left is our yellow tab. And it could be, you don't have to do yellow, you could do white, you could do whatever. I just think that the yellow would be like a nice pop. I really like blue and yellow contrasting together, but I know some people, like my mom, does not. Yeah, Denise, exactly. Oh, Virginia said only 4 more days so you can start opening your Pink and Main advent calendar. I hope Michelle does her like opening videos on YouTube every day because I'm trying to be nosy. I want to know what you guys get in there. Okay, there we go. So that's our new many tabs. Hey, Shannon. Yeah, these are going to be so good. These are going to be so cute, I think. My dies, I have been just kind of like how I store my stamps. I've been flipping them like upside down so that the top Pink and Main logo is at the opening. I cut off the tabs on either end, and then I can just stack them in my bin all standing up without anything falling out. And then I can rifle and flip through them all. Okay, my last paper prep is the back piece for this one. And so I'm basically just going to make a triangle. And I can see it just fine. The stitches on it help me see it from the back. So I'm going to take a pencil, and where the tab is, I don't need it to come all the way down. I'm just going to make a little mark here where the tabs are going to be. And we're going to cut straight across. I think this could end up wrong, for the record. This could end up not doing what I want it to do. But there's only one way to find out. You know what I mean? Hey, Lourdes. How are you? Oh, I hope your dog's okay. And Brenda's checking in too. Okay. Now we have all of our things. Let's just go ahead and start assembling these. Because again, I want to see exactly what space we're working with. I tried to like hold everything up and like compare. I also think, I'm not going to use them, but I do think, especially for the smaller one, that the little fun corners dies would be very cute. If you didn't want to do a stamped, you just wanted like all pattern paper situation. or cardstock, whatever, would be very cute. Oh, Virginia, I'm so glad. Yeah, I know that there are companies that like their specialty is making stamp and die organizers, and I don't want to take away from them. I'm like at all, but also I know as a maker, I would rather spend my money on the stamps and dies and not the supplies to organize them personally. So I am glad that my system has been working out for you. All right, we're folding these tabs back. The score line's pretty good. You know, the pattern paper is like a little thicker and has that coating on it. So it's folding pretty good. See, my only concern is that when we do this, there's going to be like 2 different places that our page could go. But I guess you could just like be gentle with it. We're still going to try. I have to know. Science insists. All right, my wide easy tear tape is in a bin. And I didn't feel like it. I feel like I would get it. I don't even have a good reason. So we're just going to double up on our thin easy tear tape. I'm doing one side first so that I can squish this tab down onto it. And then add this side so that everything hopefully sticks like we want it to. Let me give you a little zoom. How about that? Helene, I love it too. Those are like the kinds of videos that I found in the very beginning when I found card making. And sometimes it's nice to feel like, you know, not everyone's an expert except you. I'm just squeezing it a whole bunch to make sure it's really secure. That is pretty cute. That's pretty stinking cute. All right, let's do the big one too, and then I'll go grab a book and we'll see. It is, okay, so this one's a little tricky. There's a score line and the stitched line. So I'm gonna reinforce the score because for me, it's very subtle. Let's see. It's like right there. And if it's easier for you to do this from the back, I know there's supposed to be like one way to score, fold it one way and one way does the other, but in my opinion, any of that's better than none of that. So, but see, reinforcing it means that I'm not folding it on that stitch. So we're going to keep that stitch line in place. Right there, you can see the score line and then the stitch is right under. Oh my goodness, poor pupper. You know what, Jackie Ann? That would probably have been smart. Jackie Ann said we could, in theory for this, have just glued one side of these tabs down. Now I feel like I'm like past that point. Oh no, I guess I could make that work. I could pinch this. So I'm just gonna give it a little like a coin purse situation. And add some liquid glue to these tabs just on one side. Oh yeah, my little tiny score buddy, he's little. I really like it a lot because I don't do, you guys know, I don't scrapbook, and I don't do big projects most of the time. So I like just having this little, it's a EK Tools. I don't even remember where I got it from. And I lost the little scoring thing a long time ago. But it works and it's tiny enough that I can just keep it in the little shelf in my desk. There we go. So now we only have one side. Thank you, Jackie Ann. Good call. All right, so for this one, there we go. That should work perfect, I think. And then I'm just going to trim the tabs once we get that attached. So wonderful. This is going even better than I hoped. Can you stop, please? Thanks. The dog, not a child, don't worry. Just me talking to the dog. Yeah, I've heard good things about the like Score Buddy, like that brand. I think I got my little score thing like right when I first started. So honestly, I probably just got whatever was cheapest before I knew that I was going to be like in this for the long haul. You know, I've had many hobbies and crafts and creative outlets over the years. So I try not to dive in head first with all the expensive stuff when I'm new to a project. So yeah, I probably just got whatever was the least expensive. So I'm just cutting the edge off of that to like match up. This side is a little wonky. There we go. Perfect. And then that will just slide on like that. And then let's get this rectangle one together, and then we will cutify all of them. I know we had said that you could fold this and sandwich it inside, but I really want mine on the outside for this. I think that's the look that I'm going for. I want it to look like a little tab. I'm going to try to get it like halfway up, I think. I think that looks pretty cute. Brendan, you're supposed to set an alarm like everybody else. Like everybody else. Yes. And in Donna's cards, she like did the pockets and then she also like layered them. And then I think she even had like little tags in them, like on the card. But yeah, 100% like this in the corner with flowers, or the little one with flowers coming out of it would be very cute. All right, I'm going to put, it's not very heavy, but a little weight on that one. And straighten up, and then we will stamp our all our little buddies. Figure out what's going to fit. Let's see, Melissa said she upgraded to the Empress die cut machine, and it's amazing. That's so good. I would hope for that money, it better be amazing, but I'm glad that it is. Okay. My original thought was that this one, which I'm right, would be the perfect size to fit on the bottom or middle. Like, he's the perfect size to go across here. So we're definitely going to be adding him there. Great for, you know, people who like the fantasy, maybe the Fourth Wing series, maybe a kid, which is, you can't get more diverse in book taste than the Fourth Wing or a child. So, so many possibilities there. Then I kind of wanted to use this one that's sitting, right? I thought that could be cute. Oh, but look, it's going to go in the corner, isn't it? So either way, I think it'll still be cute. And he'll still fit really nicely there on that corner. And then the little one is where I was thinking, I knew it was going to be tiny. So I was thinking that like one of these little, little love bug butterflies. See, that'll fit like perfectly in that corner. So I think we're going to do that. Oh, Helene, I'm so sorry. I know that it's life, but it really does feel like you guys were all just really going through it this year / right now. I think it was this guy. All right, so 2 dragons and a butterfly coming up. I'm always interested in if those like big ticket items like the Impress will be on deals, for like if anybody's going to have deals on them for Black Friday. Because, you know, sometimes stuff is like excluded. Make sure you guys are keeping an eye out if you need to stock up on anything from Pink and Maine or Olo's or anything like that. Now is a good time, or this week's going to be a good time to, you know, shop small, support the stamp companies you can. And if that's not in your budget right now, just liking, sharing, commenting on any company's posts that you want to support is a really great free way to help get more eyes on their product and support them without hitting your wallet at all. So, and that's true for all small businesses, you know, in card making, crafting, or anywhere else. Oh my gosh, how funny. Look, my whole, that's how I know it's time to change them. My whole top coat just peeled off. Oh, don't worry. They're goners after tonight. Look how cute. Perfect. Right, Shannon? This time of year can be so hard when there's so many gifts and bills, and that's when electric goes up, and it's just, you know, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't shop when those deals hit. But hanging out in the lives, liking some reels, sharing people's posts to your stories that you love, all of that matters too. Oh, Helene. The Impress in Canada is over $600, girl. More power to her. I'm glad that you are happy with the quality. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm glad that you're happy, that it's doing what you want it to do. I also opted to not put sentiments on these. You can, but I figured if they're like a bookmark and people are gonna be like, you know, using them every day, I wasn't super stressed about having like a sentiment. All right, so this one is gonna go on our pink. We'll start at the top and work our way down. So I'm gonna have my teal and my yellow here because we're gonna be coloring, not necessarily to match, but to, you know, go. It's gonna go together. Elizabeth, I do my own nails. I use dip powder to do them, and the company I use is called Color My World. They're on Etsy. And yeah, I do them. I do them myself because I do not have time to go sit in a salon somewhere for how often I change them, because I don't like having grown out nails in my videos. All right, I think we're gonna go BG for our dragon. So we're gonna start with BG 0.8, which is pretty dark. So I'm gonna try to use it sparingly. Oh goodness. You have to go outside? What are you doing? You have to go outside? Of course, she had to go out. Oh, Melissa says she got it used. Girl, good for you. You gave it a second life. That's awesome. All right, we're gonna add some, his little hands are like marked like they're a second color, but I don't want to put a second color there. So I'm just gonna ignore that part. And we're just gonna do under the head and on the outside of the body. We're just gonna fill in the top part of that wing, bottom of the feet, and then the bottom of the tail. All right, then 0.7. Yeah, I love these dragons so much, and I feel like I didn't get to use them as much as I wanted to when they first came out. So I'm glad that we get to like revisit them for this. All right, for the body, I'm just gonna fill in. So we're just gonna have a 2-color blend. For the feet and the face and the tail, we have a little more room. So we'll bring in our 0.4 just on those areas. And then just keep in mind, depending on, you know, if this is a regular gift, if it's for yourself, it's whatever, you can always make a coordinating card, right, with some of the same paper and have them kind of work together that way. Or just, you know, give it the way it is. Adorable. That's going to be really good. And we'll grab some yellow. And we don't have a ton of room there either. All right. So a little Y 2.3 on the horns, his little glasses. The top part of the wing, but I'm not going to fill that in. Oh, goodness. I had a drip. That's okay. We'll be able to fix it. The best thing to do for right now is to just let it dry. There we go. Then I'm going to flip over to the 2.2 to fill in the rest of his belly and that wing. Right, that's going to be so good. Thank you so much, Lisbeth. And Melanie, no problem. I color a lot on here. So we also do foiling, die cutting, ink blending, embossing, heat embossing, dry embossing. I love it all. So I'm going to give that another minute. Yeah, if that speaks to you, you've definitely found the right group of people. I know that the pink's not going with this, but I just want to have like a little pop of something in here that's not the blue and yellow. And I really think that the pink looks so nice, like in this combo, that I'm going to add a little bit of it anyway. So a little RV. 1.7 and 1.5 for his little stack of books. And then let's come back in with our medium and knock that yellow back where it should be from where it dripped. I think I want, what do I want to do? Maybe some green. I know green isn't anywhere in our little combos here, but I want something that's, I don't want to use blue on here because I don't want it to blend into his hands and get lost. And I don't want to use yellow there because I don't want it to look weird against his little belly. So we're just going to bring in a little green. And that's still adorable. All right. That teal's kind of pulling down. One more thing coloring wise. I'm going to bring in a little BG 7.0 just on the parts of the glasses. Maybe that's not even dark enough. 7.2. Yeah, there we go. On the glass, like that's around his face. And we're gonna let that dry. We're gonna come back in with the white like highlights and stuff in a little bit. So let's pop over to our little butterfly. I think I want some of the same colors. I really am liking how all of these are like turning out. So we're gonna give him a little teal body. Instead of like black. So just outlining his head, his body. I filled in his arms because they're so little, and then the bottom of his feet. Then our medium again, that 0.7. We're gonna overlap that outline that we just created and start pulling that color towards the center. Same thing with the bottom of his little body. Like that. And then 0.4. Fill that in. Make sure we get some good overlap. That'll get all those colors moving and grooving together. He obviously needs little pink heart antennas. What do I want? Yeah, I think I do want the yellow. All right. So that Y 2.3, I'm just going to pull it out from the center, like from his body. And then the 2.2, just kind of blend it from the other direction. And that's not really giving me a ton of definition. So I'm going to bring in a little YO 2.5. And you can see that has like a little more of a mustardy kind of orange to it. But that's just going to give us a little bit more contrast. Our lights can't look light unless they have a dark for your eye to compare them to. Hey, Allie. There we go. We'll just come in and do all of our white highlights at the same time at the end. All right, for this one, the pinks that I grabbed for this aren't quite the right pink. So I'm going to swap that out. Who looks like a better pink? Are you a good pink? Oh, that's a pretty good pink. I think that's a lot closer. And in theory, we would be giving these to different people, so it doesn't matter if they all match each other or not. So our 2.2, 2.4. And a little 1.7. Which is a jump, but again, I need some contrast. So I'm going to color the dragon in the same shapes, like the same placement as the first one. We're just swapping out different colors. So the same lines on the outside of the face. And we might have to do a little tip-to-tip coloring for this. Because this to that pink looks like it might be a big jump, but I'm okay with that. So the top of his wings, the bottom of his hands, the bottom of the feet, his little butt, Karen, I don't think so. They might now that the new colors are coming out. Those new Olos are supposed to be out or coming out. So with that expansion, there might be 3 color blends for everything. If there are 2 color blends, there's not many. Oh, that blended out pretty good. That did pretty good. So I'm going to fill in the hands and his arms and the little top of the wing. Apparently, I'm just going to fill in these little dots. Wasn't in my plan, but here we are. And then that 2.2, see, that is a big jump. All right, so because the Olos unscrew, we're gonna unscrew them. And I'm gonna take my lighter marker and I'm gonna pick up some of that color on the nib of my marker. And I'm going to use that to help blend and smooth that line. And then I can kind of spin my marker around to the side that doesn't have the extra ink and see how that gives us a really nice blend. Yeah, that wasn't in my plan, coloring. Exactly. Exactly. Sometimes it just happens. And that's okay. All right, so then we can put our caps back on. If you're worried about the lighter marker, you can just kind of give it a little wiggle and you'll know that all the ink is out. And then you can just twist them back together. Or I know some people leave them separate and don't have them all twisted together at all anyway. I don't know why, but my gut is telling me we need purple on this one. So we're going to bring in some purple. That's just the vibe that I'm getting. So I'm going to lean into it. Oh, that's dark. What do you look like? Okay. Oh, that's a big jump. That's so dark. 2.6. Hmm. 2.4. That's what I want. All right. We're going to bring in some V 2.6. Yeah, it's kind of fun to do like some very cheerful, very bright coloring. All right, some purple on the dark purple on the glasses, dark purple under the book. There you go. We can add a little dot of that purple to those feet. And then the 2.4 on his little horns. To blend out. Man, that 2.6 to 2.4 is really nice. Purples can be very hard to blend. That's a good one. That's a really good combo. We got to make a note of that. And then maybe a little bit of our teal for our book. I'm going to put the shading at the bottom and then on either side of the spine, kind of under his hands, and then a little bit on the center of the spine. There we go. Maybe some sunny yellow on our little flower. And this part of our book. I'm just going crazy over here. Some green. And some green for the grass. And we have these little rocks. A little WG5 on the bottom, just a line, and then 3. Oh, we need a little more of our pink. What did I do with our pink? That very light pink on the center of our flower. All right, so that's all of our little babies colored. Oh, Lisa, her phone died. Well, welcome back. Thank you so much, Judy. It's just a lot of practice. There really is no secret to it. It's just coloring anywhere from 3 to 7 times a week for 7 years. All right, so some highlights to these glasses and to the eyes. Everybody's going to get little eye dots. And kind of breaking that black line to show that the glasses have glass. Oh yeah, the top of the book. I was just going to leave it white, but you guys are right. If we're going to do it, we should do it. Let's do a little 4.1, and I'm just going to give a little tap of that on the inner corner part so it just doesn't look plain. It gives it more of like a cream color. All right, I think I want to really like cutesy these up. And I had a little issue with the teal bleeding up there from that where the ink kind of dripped. So I'm just gonna outline the whole inner part here. Which will hide that. And now it just looks very intentional because it's on the whole thing. All right, so his tail needs, I'm gonna go crazy with the highlights because I want these to be like super extra cutesy. And I think lots of highlights does that. So kind of just making curved exclamation points. Had one little spot there where I went outside of the lines. right? Very cute. A little butterfly. And maybe like one little spot in the antenna. Why not, right? Right, 6. I wouldn't say 6. I said 3 to 7. Okay, 3 to 7. I don't know if Brennan, you're making a 6-7 joke, but 3 to 7. There are weeks where I color every night, and there are weeks where I color when I'm live, and then I'm lucky if I make one more project. Let's see. Little feet. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, perfect. We're making 6-7 jokes. I should have known right away. All right, let's die cut these out and then we're done. I really thought this live was going to be like way faster. It's like, oh, these are super simple to put together. We're going to be done way faster. No, not at all. But we are making 3 things, to be fair. Usually we only make 1 or 2 things. And like, I was thinking, if you know somebody who is like a sucker for a good like Hallmark movie style book and you want to make them super cutesy, like Christmas bookmarks or like seasonal bookmarks, right? Like one for each summer, spring, winter, fall would be very cute. I guess I should see if the dog is still out there. I think my husband might have grabbed her. Hold on one second. He did not grab her. She's very mad at me now. Okay. Natasha Benningfield would never. Oh, Denise is still unpacking. I know. That's so stressful when you like can't get into all your stuff. I really love having these lives because it means that like I have to craft every week. Like even when I don't feel very like creatively inspired, I'm just gonna add this with a hole punch. Because you know, sometimes crafting is something that you can like very easily be like, oh, I'm just gonna push that to the side for right now. So it's nice that I can't do that because I never regret coming on here. You know what I mean? I never, even if I'm not always madly in love with what we make, I never regret the making of it. Oh, here. Sorry, fam. Melissa said she's on the Hallmark Christmas movie binge. I'm listening to a book that is like a very Hallmark Christmas. And she even like says it multiple times in the book. Like this is straight, feels like it's straight out of a Hallmark Christmas movie, what she's going through. Right, like a lady from the big city that's like coming to a small town and meets a cute boy at Christmas time. I know I said at the bottom, but I kind of like him in the middle. All right, last one. And then I'm going to grab a book so we can see how they look in a book. What is the name of the book? Hold on. I can't tell you if it's great or not. I haven't finished it. I have like an hour left. So far it's good. It's called How to Ruin the Holidays. I have an hour and a half left. But so far it's cute. Regular romance so far, not steamy. Could change. Extra fair warning. I don't know for sure if this is spicy or not. It doesn't seem like it's going to be. All right. This is the best book I could find. Okay. We would just add Twine to that, right? Like we have before. That's going to be a cute, super easy little bookmark, right? And then this guy, we could just pop on just like that. And we have a little cute, very cute little bookmark placeholder. Right? And then this one, see, it's big, but like for like a standard book would totally still work. Oh, I love it so much. Very fun. So there you go, Melissa. Happy well, you don't celebrate American Thanksgiving. You had yours in October, but happy end of November to you, because now we have 3 adorable giftable bookmarks that you could give as like a little set to somebody that you know that loves reading, or split them up or make some for yourself, whatever makes you happy. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and coloring up these adorable bookmarks. We will be back next week, back to normal schedule, Tuesday, Thursday. Make sure that you're checking Pink and Main's website and Instagram for more Black Friday updates. If you enjoyed this and you would like to come hang out with me on Craft Roulette on Friday night, I would love to see you over there. It's on YouTube, Craft Roulette. Look up the channel. I'll be there Friday night. Getting into who knows what. But yeah, otherwise I'll see you back here next Tuesday. It'll be December. Wild. If you are celebrating tomorrow, please have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Go hug somebody and write down 3 things that you're grateful for. At least 3 things. And I'll see you guys back here soon. Until next time, happy crafting. Have a good night, guys.